Adolf Hitler's contribution in Indian freedom struggle. Surprise, because you are aware that whenever we are talking about Indian freedom struggle, we are always saying that we got freedom because of Gandhiji, because of Nehru. Some people are saying this is because of armed revolutionists. Some people are saying Britishers went because they were tired of ruling over India. Like that, things are also explained. So whatever the things are there, but this is strange topic that Hitler's contribution in Indian freedom struggle. So I must explain here. Hitler contributed in Indian freedom struggle with both the way, directly as well as indirectly. You may ask how directly. The thing is that if you are aware about Indian National Army, what we call today as Azad Hind Sena. So one of the important person regarding this Azad Hind Sena or Indian National Army, that was obviously Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. And Netaji went to Germany for getting help from Adolf Hitler. Obviously, this strange event, strange idea was given by Swatantraveer Savarkar when there was a personal meeting between Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and Swatantraveer Savarkar at Savarkar Sadan in Mumbai. And then Netaji went to Germany. Obviously, the journey was not at all easy. It was full of various difficulties. But he escaped from India via Afghanistan, via Russia. At that time it was USSR. He managed to enter in Germany. And then he was in discussion with Hitler for half an hour. For this purpose, Netaji learned German language and he communicated with him in German language. Hitler helped him in the way that Netaji was declared as President of India by Hitler. And then he was allowed to deliver speech from German radio. These speeches were popular in India at that time. And then obviously Hitler refused to help directly. Because according to him, when Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and Hitler, they were having meeting, at that time his army, his Hitler's army was trapped in Russia. And he was said that it is very difficult for me to reach in India right now. But Japan is trying to advance from eastern side, from Pacific. Japan is trying to advance towards India. And Japan will help you. And then he declared Netaji as President of India with a secret submarine of Germany. Netaji was sent to Japan. Obviously, this journey was also full of lot of adventures. And ultimately, Netaji reached at Japan. Whereas in Japan, at that time, there was a fantastic, we can say, the most successful armed revolutionist. He was there. His name is Rasbihari Bose. And with help of Japan, Rasbihari Bose had developed army, that is Indian National Army. The army was developed from imprisoned British soldiers. Obviously, we are saying British soldiers, but they were originally Indian soldiers serving for British army. And at Singapore, they were trapped and some 80,000 soldiers were now converted into Indian National Army. And then the leadership was given to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. And by observing that all situations, by giving perfect training from Japanese, because what was the motto of Japanese people at that time? That Asia for Asian people. And we are aware that Japanese people are considering the religion there as Shinto Buddhism. they were considering India as their sacred land. And they helped us in that motto to get freedom. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose with this INA, Indian National Army, marched towards India. So this help actually is given by Hitler. So this way Hitler contributed directly in Indian national freedom struggle. But his aim was not to get freedom to India. At that time, his aim was to cut the resources of his enemy. Political reason was there because when India will get freedom, obviously British resources, Britishers were getting tremendous resources from India, and these resources will be cut down. That was his idea, and for that purpose he helped. Whereas we were also not in fond of German people at that time. Only our motto was enemy of our enemy is our friend. So this way both of us were benefited. We can say it was a sort of symbiosis, and that served. So this way Hitler helped Indian national freedom struggle directly. Now, how Indian national freedom struggle was helped by Hitler indirectly? Obviously, enemy of our enemy is our friend. Our enemy was British, particularly British Army, whereas Germans' enemy was also British Army. And British Army was beaten terribly in World War II by Hitler. It was not intended for helping of India, but it was intended for German victory, German supremacy over Europe, German supremacy over world, for that purpose. But he tried to destroy British Army. Again, keep in mind that Hitler was warning Chamberlain. Chamberlain was Prime Minister of England at that time, and after Chamberlain, that was Winston Churchill, anti-Indian person. So both were Prime Ministers. First was Chamberlain, after that Churchill. For both of them, Hitler was warning again and again that don't enter in war with Germany. Why? Because that will end up your empire. So maintain your empire, follow the rules. We are not against England, we are against France, we are against Russia. Let me fight my own war. Like that, Hitler was warning British again and again. So in any way, Hitler was not ready to help India in that manner. But when Britishers finally said that Hitler started war at his convenience, and therefore now we are there to stop war at our convenience, then Hitler started tremendous war with England. Göring, Air Chief Marshal of Germany, tried to burn London in all possible way. Hitler's scientists also helped him by producing missiles. First time missiles, particularly ballistic missiles, were used at that time, that is V1, and more destructive long range missiles, they were V2. And by all of these means, Germany tried to defeat England, but England was helped by USA, England was helped by France. Obviously France and England, they were allied nations. Then obviously Russia came into the picture, and all these three big nations were able to defeat Germany. But because of that, English army was beaten terribly. Now when freedom was declared to India, at that time Prime Minister was Attlee, and Attlee suggested that why we are giving freedom to India. So he said Indian army is no more loyal to British army, number one. And clause number 2, now we are not in position to send British army in India. That means I want to explain here a little bit in bracket. As we carried out in 1857, at that time Indian army was no more loyal, but we sent British army and we recontrolled India. So we are not in that position now, and therefore it is advisable to declare freedom to India. You are aware now, the second clause is indirectly suggesting the role of freedom, Indian freedom in Hitler's advances. And then you can check out the maximum British controlled nations, colonies, as they say, but we have to say British controlled nations. They were getting freedom in particular patch of 1945 to 1955. Within these 10 years, maximum colonies controlled by Britishers, controlled by French, controlled by Dutch, all were getting freedom. Why? Within that 10 years only we got freedom. For example, India. After India, Sri Lanka also got freedom. Myanmar also got freedom. Indonesia was also getting freedom. Now, Indonesia was not ruled by Britishers. It was ruled by Dutch people at that time. But they got also freedom. And then we'll realize the importance of Hitler in helping these nations indirectly. So, thanks for observing this video.